What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review, and I'm here to give my review of Star Trek Picard Episode 5. Episode 5 aired this morning, and I thought it was better. I really thought it was better. So, Picard started out really good with Episode 1. And then we've seen a gradual downward trajectory to where, honestly, Episode 4, I didn't even really like it. I kind of ended up in this place with Episode 4 where I was like, that wasn't Star Trek. It didn't feel like Star Trek. There was nothing about it that said Star Trek to me. Episode 4 just kind of just put this bad taste in my mouth. So here we are with Episode 5. And they need to infiltrate this planet. They need to make a trade with somebody who has the android scientist Maddox. They have him prisoner. They need to make a trade with him. And we know that they left off with 7 of 9 on the ship at the end of the last episode. And 7 of 9 says, hey, why don't you trade me? 7 of 9 has her own agenda. In fact, everybody has their own agenda in this episode, it seems like. But by the end of the episode, they're able to get Maddox on board the ship. Picard is able to learn a lot more about what 7 of 9's intentions are. And we get a lot of 7 of 9 fill-in-the-gap story from Voyager to now. So we also, honestly, we get some Borg fill-in-the-gap stories. We definitely, kind of figured out what's been going on with the whole Borg situation since we last saw them. This was a good episode because it drove the narrative forward. There was some interesting character developments. There was some intriguing backstory, and there was some nice action as well. So this was my second favorite episode of the season. I thought this was a really well done episode, and I thought that it was a nice turn to the right direction. Like I said, I had felt that Picard had been just getting worse and worse. I had a bad feeling about this in the words of Han Solo. I had a bad feeling about it, but now I feel much better about it. I still don't think some of it feels like Star Trek. I really don't. Dude walking around smoking a cigar, there's just a lot of it that still doesn't feel like Star Trek. But as far as the narrative and the story was concerned, this felt a lot better, and this was a lot better. Honestly, I felt like Picard kind of took a bit of a back seat in this episode. There was a nice, and that's okay. Picard doesn't always have to be front and center, and he definitely wasn't in the background. He was still very much in this episode. But I think this was more of an ensemble episode than any of the past ones. The past ones, it was a Picard show. This one was more of an ensemble episode, and that's fine because that's going to mean that all these characters that we're learning about and meeting, this episode we saw their character arcs. We saw their character development, and that was really important, and that's why this episode was my second favorite so far. There was an interesting, surprising reveal at the end. I won't spoil that, but it's going to have major implications moving forward in the series. So yeah, guys, I really liked this episode of Star Trek Picard. I thought it was the second best episode, and it's given me new hope for this show that I was really concerned about. At no point did I not like this show. I just didn't like episode 4. I've liked the show the whole time. But now I'm back to where I'm like, all right, I'm excited now. I'm excited about seeing episode 6 again because this was a good episode. This was more or less what I wanted out of Star Trek Picard. So do you feel like me? Do you think this was a better episode? Do you feel like this was an improvement over some recent stuff? Do you like the fact that this one had less of the Star Trek gobbledygook? Or do you think that this was just another poo-poo episode? I don't. I liked it. It was good. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of this episode of Picard and what you think of the series so far as a whole. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for being here at the LQ Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.